Hello, Lori Michelle, with a message, a life lesson, and some love for you, whoever you are. Appreciate what you have now while you still have it. It sounds very ominous, doesn't it? But it's very good advice. And the reason I'm giving you this advice today is because I've experienced things being taken away from me and I didn't expect it. So I appreciate, by the way, he says more than anyone because I I thank him incessantly. I over barucha, meaning if you heard me privately, how much I thank Hashem in every minute, it's really against halacha the way I thank him. Because they guard you, the rabbis, against becoming OCD. But I can't become OCD because he's right in my face. So I want to thank him all the time. But I thank him, I appreciate, and yet I had a very deep lesson this past week. Few of you know, I was very sick for about a week. I am normally very energetic. I eat, I exercise. I went to a party right before all this started. I was eating pizza and Doritos and really eating stuff that I normally don't eat. Maybe that's why I got sick. No. Anyway, I got a stomach flu and not this past Shabbos, the Shabbos before, I was knocked out. I couldn't stand up. Few days of it, I was wiped out. And it wouldn't quit. It wouldn't let go of me. Finally, on day 5, I had barely eaten. I forced myself to eat this thing called a brat diet. Bananas, rice, toast. I skipped the applesauce. I didn't have any. And I just wasn't getting better. I could barely eat. Finally went to the doctor and was treated for stomach infection. And after 2 doses of a very strong antibiotic, wow. So fast forward about 6 days of this, of barely eating. I couldn't even stand up. Friday, I felt pretty good. And I decided to make a new recipe for Shabbos. I made a new chicken recipe. I have millions of ways of making chicken, but I found a new recipe. I made the new recipe. I made homemade vegetable soup. And I just want to say, appreciate what you have while you have it, because when it's taken away, you really miss it. And when it's brought back to you, if it is brought back to you, the appreciation that you will feel is exponential. And that's what happened to me. I couldn't eat for a week. And suddenly on Friday, as I'm cooking for Shabbos, my sense of smell, my taste buds were electrified. Felt like they were plugged into the electrical outlet. Everything was heightened. And when I had my Shabbos meal, which is usually I enjoy, it's very delicious, every morsel of food was pow, 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 everything. The sense of smell, my taste buds, delicious. And it took a week of it being removed from my life for this experience to happen. So appreciate what you have before something like that happens. That may never happen to you, or it might happen to you. Or, like what happened to me about a dozen years ago, all my money, all my friends, what's a friend? no friends, nothing, everything ripped out of my life, and alone and plop in the Middle East, in Israel. I came here with not even a pillow. I didn't even own a pillow. I had suitcases of clothing, and that's it. I let everything go, and I came here in many, many thousands of dollars of debt, and just enough to get a home, plant myself somewhere, and buy a pillow and bedding. And slowly, slowly, slowly acquire and pay off debt and make things better. And in the beginning, when I first got here, I had no floor, meaning nothing between me after I pay my bills and the street. And that's not something that's very comfortable. A lot of people live this way. He just said most of the world. In America, if you're a working person and you're someone who works and you put away some money, you don't live like that normally. But he says it's happening to America also. So slowly but slowly over the past 8 years, I put a little pillow between me and the street. A little, well, Hashem did it. I didn't do anything. I don't do anything. I do. But he says yes. We work. He says yes. Or he says, what are you going to do now? You have no money. What are you going to do? And he'll fold his arms and he'll watch. He'll wait and he'll listen. And it sounds very mean, doesn't it? But this is all an illusion. And in any moment, this could cease to exist. And while I was sick and I couldn't even get off the couch or the bed, I said to Hashem, 5 days in, I could barely eat. I was losing weight. I had already lost weight. I don't need to lose any more weight. I said, is this the way I'm going to die? And he said, no. I said, I could die like this. And he said, yes. Do you realize people die of what I had? What is going on? Oh, no. Should I redo it? Something just popped up. I don't know. Anyway, in any moment, you don't know what's going to happen. Something could pop up on your screen and stop you from thinking about whatever you were saying in a second. Dead as a doornail. A lot of people die of what I just overcame. I went to the doctor. I was treated for an infection I didn't know I had. And 2 pills later, 2 antibiotics later, I started feeling like a human being again. And 3 pills later, I'm cooking a Shabbos meal, and everything was smelling so exponentially delicious. Everything tasted like it was plugged into an electrical outlet. I appreciated everything so much more because I hadn't had really anything to eat in a week. So that's what it took for me to feel so exponentially appreciative. And I'm already appreciative. I already thank him all the time. But I'm acutely aware that in a second, it's gone. In a second, one day I had diamonds, the next day I had debt. I had nothing. So what do you have right now that you appreciate? Or maybe you don't really think about it. You take it for granted. You have a beautiful house. You have a beautiful car. I had all that, by the way. Late model SUV. I don't even care about that anymore. I like my Rav-Kav. I like taking the bus. I like to sleep on the bus. I don't need anything. I used to have expensive furniture. I have very cheap Israeli furniture. I don't need. I have Hashem. But I'm asking you to think about the things that you have that you really enjoy, because in one swoop, he can take it, grab it, and smile at you and say, I love you. What are you going to do? Maybe he loves you. He loves many. And when he takes things away, and he took everything away from me, he says he loves me, and I said, Hashem, this is love. Yeah, it's love. But he wants something from you, and he wanted something from me. He wanted me to teach you this right now. And how many people are even listening right now? He says a bunch of you. God bless you. You're getting it. There's a few of you I've been speaking to for years. And when I first met you, I thought you were a little goofy. I know what you thought I was, probably goofy. A little stuff. And now when you speak to me, I think, wow, Hashem, they're so grounded. They know, they understand the world now. And the world is so on fire. And I've asked Hashem, would they be as settled right now watching the world, Hashem, if they hadn't met me? And he said, no. He said, you would be out of your mind, scared out of your mind. You would not know which end is up, but I've put it in order for you, and I've made it understandable for you. And God bless you. You're listening this far into this video, this stupid video. No one's listening. It's not stupid. When I'm talking appreciation to you, I'm not just talking about pizza and bagels, people. I'm talking about the person in the next room who's irritating you. Maybe it's your child, maybe it's your husband, maybe it's your wife, irritating you. They're such a pain in the you know what. And you know what? Enjoy that pain in the you know what. Because in 2 seconds, it could be gone, or you could be gone. That's how fragile this world is. It's very fragile. This is not really the reality. The reality is the inside we come from, and this comes out. And he says, yes, or he says, you're out of here. Or he'll say, you can't eat anymore. Feeding tube. The pleasure of eating, wow. It was gone for 1 week, and I'm telling you, everything I'm putting in my mouth now is explosive. Wow. Thank you, Hashem. I can taste, I can smell. So that's just a little bit of it. It's a joy. But what about the joy of the person that you really love? It's a bit of a pain in the butt. And by the way, he just said, that's correct. So appreciate that person who's annoying you. And look for the reasons why you love them, even when they're annoying you. Get up in your head if you have to. Because it's temporary. Everything here is temporary. But the goal is to make life eternal in flesh. That's his plan. He says it will happen. He says, you're going to do it. And I'm the naysayer saying, fat chance. Well, fat chance that more than 6 of you are really going to listen to every word and watch every video, and every single word you're going to be, did you hear what she said? I know. Oh, you think so much of yourself. And you don't know me if you think that. That's correct. So appreciate. Thank you, Hashem, for everything. the sense of smell. Sometimes it's something that doesn't smell so good. Appreciate that too. He's laughing at me. God bless you. I believe in redemption. But you have to show me that it's really gonna happen, because he's saying he believes in you. He says you're gonna do it. And I'm rooting for you. I want it for you. God bless you.